Alright, so this is our client at Prince George, Virginia. So tell me a little bit about the house.
This house is a two-family house. This side is the apartment side. It's the in-law suite. My mom lives on the other side. We moved in 5 years ago. Before that, it was rented out to my brother and his family, and then a friend of ours. And before that, it was my grandmother's. My mom had this built on for my grandmother, and she passed away probably not even a year after we lived here. She had a stroke in her bedroom, laid in the floor for probably 8 hours, and about 2 weeks later is when she passed away.
Okay, and so tell me a little bit about some of the experiences you guys have been having.
Me personally, I have heard things in the house that I couldn't find a source for, like scratches on the wall, knocking on the wall. I've seen shadow figures in the living room, and in the hallway. I wake up every night probably around 3 o'clock and see something in the hallway.
When you say something, what do you mean?
Like a black figure, but I can't make it out. It's gone almost as soon as I open my eyes and see it. My daughter and her boyfriend, they have seen doors close on their own. He says that he has seen figures walk across the family room downstairs. And they have experienced noises and bangs as well. And he said he's been touched here, poked here, things like that.
And other than you and your daughter and her boyfriend, has there anybody else experienced anything in the house?
My mom has.
Like what?
She has heard what sounded like a radio show, like she'd be up in bed asleep, and she would think that there were people down in the kitchen talking, and she said it kind of sounded like a radio show. Two women, I think she said it was. She really doesn't talk too much about what she's experienced anymore because it scares her. She's alone, so it scares her.
And what about your husband? What does he think about all this?
At first, he just thought it was whatever, you guys are crazy. But one night, he woke up to the blankets being pulled off of him. And he'd pull them back up, and they got pulled down again.
Was this recently?
This was in the last month, I would say about a month ago. And he's felt somebody like sitting on the bed.
And did he say what was going through his head when that stuff happened?
He didn't say.
Okay. Well, let's see what we can find. Did you hear that? Alright, so we're going to try something a little different during our EVP session. We're going to try to use a plasma ball. The reason why I want to try to use the plasma ball is if there is anyone here and they have enough energy to do so, if they touch it, as you can see, maybe we can have an idea who's here and where they are. So no matter where they touch, you have an idea of where the touch is coming from. So it's a little different, but we're going to try it. Never hurts to experiment with stuff. Ed, if you are here, can you let me know that it was you who sat on your wife's bed while she was laying there? She said that she felt something like someone was hugging her. Was that you? What do you think about your granddaughter? You see her grown up now. Do you miss her? Do you choose to stay here? Do you stay here because your family's still here and you want to be with them? Or are you kind of trapped You don't know how to get out of this house and move on. Alright, so now we are going to do a couple of sessions here in the client's mother's room. This is where the client's mom reported that when she was laying in bed, she was sleeping, and she was woken up to someone. It felt as if somebody was sitting on the bed, and then proceeded to put their arms around her. She said she felt like somebody was giving her a hug. So we're going to do an EVP session here. Use the Echovox in a little bit, and then hopefully we can get some answers to some questions. Alright, so we finished up here at the client's residence. I collected a lot of interesting data. We got some names that are familiar to the family. We also used a plasma ball as one of our experiments to see if we can coerce the spirits, if there is any here, to interact with us by touching the plasma ball. We're going to continue experimenting with it because that's how you find good equipment to use during an investigation. You continue experimenting with stuff. You come up with new ideas, to whatever it takes to get them to interact with you. I have a lot of stuff that I need to go over, a lot of audio, a lot of video, and once I finish reviewing everything, I'm going to do a client reveal and show them the data that I collected for the evening.